Our second and final student speaker is Charlton Sosanta. Charlton, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, sorry.
Give him the chance, come on.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I feel like a Pokemon trainer. Extraordinaire, Ash Ketchum. I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. And like Ash, in order for me to succeed, I must battle the Elite Four. But instead of 4 pixelated images of people on my Game Boy Pocket, I must overcome 4 intense feelings. 1, your exhaustion after a potentially sleepless night. 2, your elation after listening to powerful and insightful speeches. 3, depending on when you arrived, food coma or severe hunger. And 4, your resentment that this speech stands between you and your, or your graduates, physical diploma. My name is Charlton because my mother wanted me to be buff like Charlton Heston, but holy like Moses. My flavor of STS is a BS with a focus in computer science, and today I want to critically deconstruct the following question for us, the same one posed by Vice Provost John Rodman 4 years ago. Why are you here? So what does that even mean? When I first arrived at Stanford, I felt tremendous amounts of pressure to be great. Even among the sample of my frosh RAs, they were co-terming in 4 years, leading software startups worth 6 figures as a junior, getting positions at TFA and McKinsey, and being accepted to the Harvard 2+2 program. To add to that pressure, Professor McGinn emphasized at the end of STS 101, to whom much is given, much is expected. But I didn't know what to expect from myself. Much of my undergraduate career was haunted by recurring existential crises and seemingly directionless quests for a sense of purpose and self. What is this passion that everyone's talking about? What am I doing now to make my unique contribution to Stanford? And sometimes, in a discombobulated stupor, I would just ask myself, in true 13-year-old fashion, which seat can I take? Even if there is only one. In an attempt to overcome these self-imposed restrictions, I attended a TEDx talk by Damon Horowitz, Director of Engineering and in-house philosopher at Google, who spoke about the power that we have to shape the technology of our futures. A talk which reaffirmed why I love what we've learned here in this STS program. The talk was so poignant, I want to share an excerpt of it with you. I want to clarify the salient points of his talk through a question. Today, with our new information technologies, what can I, a data hogging system, do with that guy's data? I can look at your financial records and tell you if you pay your bills on time. I know if you're good to give loans to. I can look at your medical records and determine if it's okay to offer insurance to you. I can recognize your individual face in a set of Facebook photos and tag you automatically. I can even see your religious affiliation and your educational background on Facebook to see if you match a profile for wanted egg donors. Yes, it's happened. No, not to me. I can tell you what you're going to do before you do it. I know who you are. By looking at your clicking patterns, I know where you're going before you even go there. I've seen you visit millions of websites before. You're like a poker player. You have a tell. These are the things we can do with the data. But I don't want to dwell on what we can do. I want to ask the following simple question. What's the right thing to do? Should we be collecting data, gathering it, so we can make someone's online experience better, so that we can make money, so we can protect ourselves if he's up to no good? Or should we respect his privacy, protect his dignity, and leave him alone? Which one is it? To help figure this out, let's crowdsource a solution. Let's get warmed up. Let's take a quick poll. iPhone versus Android. Raise your hand for iPhone. Android? Alright, not surprising since I hear the next highest concentration of iPhones geographically other than Stanford is Apple headquarters itself. Alright, question number 2. Should we be collecting all of that guy's data to be making his experiences richer and personalized and to protect ourselves in case he's up to no good? Or should we leave him alone? Collect that guy's data. Leave him alone. Alright, a little mix there. Alright, so here's a little tougher question. When trying to evaluate what we should do in this case, should we use a Kantian deontological framework or a Millian consequentialist one? Kant? Mill. Right. Not as many votes, which is on some level kind of frightening. Most of us have stronger opinions about our handheld devices than about the moral framework we should use to guide our decisions. How do we know what to do with the power we have if we don't have a moral framework? Horowitz concluded that segment of his talk with the following statement. We know more about mobile operating systems, but we really need a moral operating system. That resonated with me, just as much as that Buddhist bell did yesterday at baccalaureate. I knew after he said that, I had found my passion all along, but was constantly looking for something greater. This need for a moral operating system is the importance of our STS education. We have been gifted, endowed, imbued with the ability to create, and with the mindfulness to analyze whether that creation is ethical or desirable. Families and friends of graduates, I encourage you to start a dialogue within yourself and with others to start to understand how you determine what is right. Now before I close, I want to take one more poll. All graduates, raise your hand. Now put your hand, no, leave them up. And now put your hands down if you knew you were going to major in STS before you came to Stanford. Alright, so most of us still have our hands up. Hands down. Thank you. Douglas Adams, author of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, once said, "I may not have gone where I intended to go, but I think I have ended up where I needed to be." We may not all know each other in the spread out department, but we do know this. Here at Stanford, we have each had the opportunity to forge a path that we loved. A path not prescribed by others, but laden with our own interests and grounded in the pleasure of asking not just what can we do, but what should we do. Thank you.
Greetings, everyone. We have something special on the program today. Professor Robert McGinn is, after 15 years of serving either as director or co-director of the STS program and being involved in the program almost every year since its founding in 1971. This is his last year as program director, and therefore we've asked Professor Emeritus Walter Vincenti and Mr. Patrick Wyndham to talk a little bit about what Robert has meant to the program and the STS community. So please join me in welcoming Professor Walter Vincenti.
Thank you, Julie. As Julie has just said, Robert is stepping down at the end of this academic year.